The people of Georgia are angry. The people of the country are angry.
They're not taking this White House. We're going to fight like hell, I'll tell you right now.
We will stop the steal.
A week that began with an extraordinary phone call involving baseless claims of voter fraud escalated to a pro-Trump riot at the Capitol that left 5 people dead, and culminated with numerous administration resignations and growing calls for President Trump's removal or resignation. Here's a look at how the historic week unfolded.
I won this election by hundreds of thousands of votes. There's no way I lost Georgia.
In a Saturday phone call, President Trump urged Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger to overturn the state's November election results.
All I want to do is this. I just want to find 11,780 votes, which is one more than we have, because we won the state, and flipping the state is a great testament to our country.
Raffensperger and his general counsel pushed back on the unfounded claims.
Well, Mr. President, the challenge that you have is the data you have is wrong.
But President Trump continued to double down.
There's no way we lost Georgia. There's no way. That was a rigged election, but we're still fighting it, and you'll see what's going to happen. We'll talk about it.
At a Monday rally ahead of Georgia's Senate runoff elections, the president repeated the unfounded allegations and said that Vice President Mike Pence had the power to reject electoral college votes at a joint session of Congress later that week.
I hope that our great vice president comes through for us. He's a great guy. Of course, if he doesn't come through, I won't like him quite as much.
The pressure play put the vice president in the spotlight, even though legal experts said he didn't have the authority to reject state results.
Look, the future of the country is on the ballot here in Georgia today.
Georgia voters have never had more power than you have today.
On Tuesday, as Georgia voters went to the polls to decide which party would control the Senate, the president tweeted and retweeted claims of voter fraud, which were flagged by Twitter as disputed.
Democrat Raphael Warnock will unseat Republican Senator Kelly Loeffler.
Democrat Jon Ossoff will defeat the Republican David Perdue.
And both of those Senate seats are flipping.
This is at the feet of Donald J. Trump. He basically saved Chuck Schumer's chances.
The victories gave Democrats full control of Washington. On Wednesday, President Trump promoted and attended a Save America rally in Washington that took place just before Congress convened to certify President-elect Joe Biden's victory in the November election.
This is Donald Trump's Republican Party.
Let's have trial by combat.
The rally concluded with President Trump encouraging his supporters to march to the Capitol.
We're going to walk down Pennsylvania Avenue. I love Pennsylvania Avenue. And we're going to the Capitol. We're going to try and give our Republicans, the weak ones, because the strong ones don't need any of our help. We're going to try and give them the kind of pride and boldness that they need to take back our country.
In the hours that followed, rioters wearing pro-Trump gear attacked police officers, smashed windows, and broke into the Capitol building, forcing lawmakers to seek cover and temporarily halting the democratic process of certifying the Electoral College votes. 5 people, including a Capitol police officer, died as a result of the unrest. That afternoon, President Trump posted a video on social media.
It was a landslide election, and everyone knows it, especially the other side. But you have to go home now. We have to have peace.
Some social media companies removed the video and later locked the president's accounts, citing violations of their policies.
Criminal behavior will never dominate the United States Congress. This institution is resilient. Our democratic republic is strong. The American people deserve nothing less.
Wednesday night, after the Capitol was clear, Congress reconvened to finish certifying the votes. And back in session, some Republicans who had planned to object to the certification had a change of heart.
The events that have transpired today have forced me to reconsider, and I cannot now in good conscience object to the certification of these electors.
The votes for President of the United States are as follows. Joseph R. Biden, Jr. of the state of Delaware has received 306 votes. Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida has received 232 votes.
On Thursday, several government officials resigned, top Democratic lawmakers called for President Trump's removal, and President-elect Biden blamed President Trump for Wednesday's events, condemning the violence.
What we witnessed yesterday was not dissent, it was not disorder, it was not protest, it was chaos. They weren't protesters. Don't dare call them protesters. They were a riotous mob, insurrectionists, domestic terrorists.
Thursday evening, President Trump posted a new video online addressing the nation.
A new administration will be inaugurated on January 20th. My focus now turns to ensuring a smooth, orderly, and seamless transition of power. This moment calls for healing and reconciliation.
He called the storming of the U.S. Capitol by a mob of his supporters a heinous attack, but accepted no responsibility for the riot. Friday morning, President Trump announced on Twitter that he would not be going to the inauguration of President-elect Biden on January 20th. By the afternoon, Democrats had drafted an article of impeachment that they plan to introduce Monday. The White House pushed back against the effort and in a statement said, "A politically motivated impeachment against a president with 12 days remaining in his term will only serve to further divide our great country." Friday evening, Twitter said it permanently banned President Trump's Twitter account due to the risk of further incitement of violence. A tweet from President Trump's official U.S. government account said Twitter employees had coordinated with Democrats to try and silence himself and his followers, adding, "We will not be silenced." Twitter removed the tweets from its platform, citing a policy violation. Into the weekend, authorities continued to make arrests and seek information about the perpetrators of Wednesday's riot.